Boy, Big Vern, it's the bottom of the hour. Y'all rocking with the best. I know, that's why y'all here. Before we get into it, we're gonna hit you with a rap break. Y'all know how we do. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. We pushing another rap album this month. J.I.D. God Does Like Ugly. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. This is a certified classic. This is a certified classic. I'm not gonna hold you. Glory is my song. You Ugly's dope, Glory and Work, those are my songs. Jesus dope, Jesus crazy. VCRs, what we own? Oh my. Yo, shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all got y'all one of them. Y'all, if this dude doesn't win Album of the Year, I don't know what it takes to do it. Because I'm serious. This is the best album this year. There's a lot of good ones, but this stands out above all. No Boo's dope too. On McAfee of Blue. For Keeps is wild. J.I.D. is playing no games. Get the album, man. Yo, shout out to J.I.D. Make sure y'all go ahead and get the album. It's super dope. Troy Taylor. Now we're going to go ahead and pivot. I know we talked some Ohio State last time. Make sure you check that out. And Garbage Matt Patricia. We'll get our thoughts on that. I probably gave it away just a second ago, but what the hey. So we pivot from that and we go to ESPN because they're being sued by Troy Taylor from Stanford. So to set the table for you before we go any further, Troy Taylor was let go by Stanford for just cause. Andrew Luck took over as the GM of Stanford, and then he hired Frank Reich, his former coach from Indianapolis, and a whole kind of mentor, kind of weird contract. We covered that about, I want to say 8 weeks ago. However, ESPN kept saying that Troy Taylor was being let go because he was mean to like women on the team and women staffers, and that was not the case whatsoever. That was not the case whatsoever. And when you go back and you look at the paperwork why he was let go, it had nothing to do with him being aggressive or him having women feel unsafe in the workplace. So why would ESPN report that? I have told you on numerous occasions, ESPN has lied. They lied to the American public. They have other people come out and then scapegoat these people into saying things that aren't true. But then when you go on the internet and you look them up and say, okay, so how many times has this reporter said something that was true? It's like, oh, half truths, mistruth, their perspective. Again, if you aren't telling the truth, you're lying. I don't know what it takes for people to kind of sit there and admit that they lied. Maybe because it's millions of dollars on the line and in the credibility. But looking at this and this defamation suit that Troy Taylor is bringing towards ESPN, the Northern District Court of Cali is where this is going to take place. And Taylor, he's hired the litigation firm of Cone Williams LLP. Taylor alleges that ESPN and writer Zon Thai knowingly published false information with intent to damage Taylor's reputation. So, is ESPN going to protect that guy? Because that's usually how business takes place. And what's the old saying? That shit rolls downhill. So, hey, look, Thai, you might be on the chopping block. ESPN might leave you out there because they can always say, oh, we believed in him. We didn't have any knowledge that this was fake. We went on his reporting. And see, you were quick to lie and try and fit in and be one of them. And they let you know when things like this happen, they're not going to protect you. So I don't know if they're going to have the same attorneys. I wouldn't do that, but someone's going to have to pay. Someone's going to have to pay if they come out and they're successful in this. Now, the lawsuit also reads ESPN made published and repeated defamatory statements. So it's one thing where you would let this go out. And again, once you open Pandora's box, it's hard to close it. They know this. Everybody else with a brain knows once you say some things that aren't true, people are going to take it and run with it. And so again, if I'm Zoo Thigh, and ESPN is going to court and they're going to say, we got this from his reporting, now we knew it to be true for us, then he would have to reveal his sources. And if he can't reveal his sources, I would not actually have the same defense attorney because they can lay that on him. Also, think about this. How evil is ESPN? Honestly, how evil is ESPN when they would make up something to tear a man's livelihood away? I've got no problem with people getting fired. People get hired and fired every day. That's not the cause or the crux of this argument. The crux of this argument is that you would have someone who has a large portion and a platform in the media that would use it to knowingly, allegedly, by Taylor's, because like I say, I'm only reporting what's out there. Allegedly. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you the facts. You make up your own mind on that, okay? But you're damaging a man's livelihood. I got no problem with people getting fired and hired if it's just for what it is. When we start to sensationalize things, we're doing them a disservice. And we're trying to shape a narrative because we want something to talk about. I told you, if you have a 24-hour channel doing anything, whether it's news or sports, you're going to start making things up. They have to give you personalities to keep you tuned in and to keep you always on edge. ESPN is no different than the Housewives of Atlanta. Michelle Obama had it correctly. She had it just right. People cut each other off. People sit up here and they have hissy fits and tissy fits. I mean, hell, in the words of Geechee Gotti, you's a bitch. Yo, give me a rap album. This is Big Vern. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the Amp Stupid Studio. We pushing a new album this month. The Clips, Pusha T, and Malice. Let God sort them out. In stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. A personal favorite on the track is Chains and Whips with Kendrick Lamar, POV with Tyler the Creator, So Be It, Inglorious Bastards with Ab Lever, So Far Ahead with Pharrell Williams, Let God Sort Them Out. Chandeliers with Nas is probably one of the wildest tracks. I mean, just from the way the transition and the beats pick up. And Nas is always going to bring the rhymes. I'm like, wow. The AR in the Saints' mouth? Come on, bro. Again, we actively listen to hip-hop around here. And by the grace of God, that one's heavy too. Clips. Let God Sort Them Out. Pusha T and Malice in stores now. Yo, shout out to Malice and Pusha T, the Clips, and Pharrell. Yo, shout out to Pharrell for standing by them dudes. Go get the album, Let God Sort Them Out. It's a pretty dope album. When we last left off, we were talking about the evil carnage that ESPN can create. And Taylor, he said that they called and gave him only hours to respond to fake news. March 19th, it went into print. He was dismissed on March the 25th over fake bullying women, which didn't happen. Taylor released a statement in April saying Stanford fired him without cause. They paid out his full balance of his contract. Taylor still lives in the Bay Area. The man is in pain and struggling with the reputation of lies that ESPN has hung on him. Allegedly, from Taylor's view. And what's not allegedly is that he's right. Stanford did fire him without cause. And I don't know where it was cited where he was bullying some woman or he was just a red ass in the locker room. Now, understand, when you play football, everybody's had the proverbial coach that sits there and they scream and they yell and they throw things. But that doesn't mean that that's a fireable offense. You know, you're fired up and you want to go, you want to get these guys fired up to deliver. That's what that is. That's how you can take that. Is it mentally abusive? I mean, yeah, it could ride that line. But here's the solution. You don't have to play for that guy. You can go somewhere where you want a Tony Dungy or you want a Pete Carroll, someone who going to go ahead and walk through the offense. They're not going to go ahead and, be as high strung. They're going to walk you through it piece by piece. And then in the end, you'll ultimately get the offense. You'll pick it up and then you'll run at game speed. That's how some people coach. It doesn't mean it's bad. Some people thrive in chaos. Some people don't. But this man, this is his reputation on the line. He cannot, in his mind, Taylor cannot go to any university and apply for a coaching job because they will dig up those ESPN articles. And that's why he's bringing a lawsuit against them. So we'll go ahead and keep our eyes peeled. But yeah, what do you think about that? Somebody's not being truthful. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know, did we get it right? What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This is your boy Big Vern at App Studio.